You know that scene in Sky High where the main villain builds this ray gun that turns adults and teenagers into actual babies and infants? Well, I think that's what K-pop stans do to K-pop idols nowadays. Hi there everybody, I hope you're doing really well. I like making videos on K-pop commentary, so if you're interested in that, then please subscribe and look forward to future videos including this one. Today we're going to be talking about infantilization of K-pop idols, why it's not a good thing, duh, what is and isn't infantilization, and I thought I would go into that in real nitty-gritty depth. That made no sense, but let's go with it, because I don't want to refilm this video, obviously. Here we have my guest, aka my script. Yeah, let's see if we can film this video without getting really nervous. Infantilization. It is basically treating someone as a child or in a way which denies their maturity in age or experience. So what does that exactly mean? If you don't know, I'm an adult. I am 23 right now, so I am anything but an infant, obviously. But a lot of people throughout my life clearly failed to see that. And I'm going to give a very recent example, which happened, I would say, a year ago, right before the whole world shut down due to Corona. At that time, I was 22, a college student, and one of my classmates, who I had to work in a group project, I kid you not, treated me like an actual freaking child. I get it, I look way younger than my age. I've been told that I have a baby face, and a lot of people think I am adorable and cute like a baby. I get it, I have nothing against people if they find me adorable or cute, but oh my god, it gets so annoying when I'm being infantilized. This girl, she would literally pinch me on my cheek, and she would just talk to me as if I was an actual 5-year-old kid. And it would literally drive me against a wall. I feel like I should have said something at the time, but I did not because I didn't want to create unnecessary tension. So I never did. But in the future, if anybody treats me like that, even if they're like a family member or a cousin or anybody like that or a relative, I'm gonna tell them to not, because I'm 23 years old, I'm an adult, and it's so annoying when people treat me as if I'm an actual kid just because, you know, of how I look, and it's so annoying. So that is basically infantilization, or how someone can infantilize somebody, if that made sense. So let's talk about infantilization in K-pop and how fans infantilize or baby their idols and how that can be really problematic. So the first way it can be problematic is when you see your favorites as these pure virginal, Virginia. When you see your favorites as these pure innocent virgins that can never do anything scandalous or mature, and it's like when these fans, they are shocked or disappointed when their favorite idols start smoking or cussing or drinking or doing things that are considered much more adult and, you know, scandalous. For example, let's say SF9's Chani. Chani is a 2000 liner, and when he debuted with SF9, he was 16, 17, so he was very young compared to a lot of idols that were debuting at the time. So it was only natural that a lot of people who stan SF9 or stan Chani treat him like an actual baby, or just, you know, baby him and just, you know, talk about how cute and wholesome he is and squishing his cheeks and all of that. But Chani is like 20, 21, and maybe a lot of K-pop stans are older than Chani and still see him as a baby. Chani, you know, started, you know, working out and showing his abs, or, you know, getting tattoos or smoking and drinking. Like, if he started doing all of that, and if the said fans started saying, oh, he can't do that because he's a baby, or he cannot do anything like that, that is when it becomes a problem. That is when infantilizing an idol or babying them, that is when it becomes a problem, because you are literally denying these idols from growing up or maturing, and you're just trying to keep them in this bubble where they are your pure adorable ooh boys, and that's like really annoying and something that I am just not a fan of. Like I said earlier, I hated when that girl talked to me as if I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure, you know, idols that debuted really young, who are now adults now, really hate it. Like, for example, Taemin, who debuted when he was 14 years old. Taemin is a grown-ass man, and he's doing a lot of sexy songs and mature concepts. And also IU, who also debuted when she was really young, and now IU is like a full-grown woman. She's an adult, and I get it, she has a very cute face, but when people treat IU as a little girl who makes cute love songs or stuff like that, or treats her like an actual child, that is when it's an issue. Because when you infantilize people or infantilize adults, you're basically demeaning them, you're treating them as less, and it's just so frustrating. And I really hope that people who do this and don't realize it's a mistake, they correct themselves and realize that their favorites are allowed to grow up and, act like their age. So there is that. Yes, when they debuted, they were really young, but now they've grown up, so it's, time you treat them as adults. When I was doing research on this topic, I found out that 101's Ji-hoon, he hates now how people treat him as a baby or treat him as this cute little soft boy, and he has told people to respect his wishes and not treat him like that. So yes, when an idol directly tells you not to baby them, just don't do it. Yes, you can find them adorable and you can find them cute. There's nothing wrong with that. More on that later. But don't, baby them unnecessarily, especially when they're telling you not to. Like for me, at least, when somebody thinks I'm cute or adorable, I don't see it as a bad thing. But when you start treating me as an actual child by patting me on my head and pinching my cheeks, that is when it becomes a problem. The other problematic aspect of babying idols or infantilizing them is, like for example, when a K-pop idol does something problematic such as cultural appropriation or racism, colorism, basically anything that's wrong, and when the fans of the idol start defending them and saying that they should not be held accountable because they didn't know any better, or that they're sweet innocent babies and they don't deserve this kind of backlash or criticism and stuff like that, that is also when this can become a problem. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and claim that all my favorite idols have not done something problematic or questionable. I'm not saying that you should, cancel these idols, send them death threats, be mean to them, drag them on Twitter. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is that they deserve to be held accountable. If they do something wrong, you should not be sitting here and clearing their searches and making sure that nobody learns about them. That is wrong. If they do something wrong, they should be held accountable for it, and they should, be encouraged by fans to make an apology or issue an apology so that they can never do something bad like this ever again. If they do something wrong, even unintentionally, they should still apologize. And because if they're not held accountable, they will not learn from their mistakes and they will continue doing it over and over again, and they will not see the error in their ways. That makes the situation even worse. And a lot of the times, these K-pop idols that are getting accused or that are, guilty of doing stuff like that, despite them being full-grown adults, fans still justify their behavior and say that they're not that bad and that they should not apologize. Like, for example, when the whole G-Friend So On situation happened where she posed with a Nazi statue, I know, it's very hard to talk about because it's something so a serious matter, and a lot of people did not like it because a lot of people lost their families to the Holocaust, lost relatives to the Holocaust, probably have horrible traumatic experiences from it. So when they see a K-pop idol with such a huge platform like So On from G-Friend, posting about it, that is when she kind of crossed the line. But yet a lot of fans of So On and G-Friend were basically defending her and saying people in Korea don't know about Holocaust and everything that happened in World War II, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Everybody, I feel like every country more or less is taught about World War II and the Holocaust because those are events that are constantly brought up again and again. So I'm like, are you kidding me? And even, let's say, So On had no idea about Holocaust, and had no idea it was a Nazi statue and everything. She still should be held accountable for it because she still did something wrong, even if it was unintentional. Like, seriously, if we do something wrong, we should be held accountable. End of story. Whether it's you or me, if I say something wrong right now, if I say something that really hurts a lot of people that are from marginalized groups, then of course I should be held accountable for it. No questions asked. So yeah, do not justify your fave's actions. I mean, yes, it is possible that some of your favorite idols are not aware about cultural appropriation or how using AAV can be problematic and stuff like that. It's understandable. But if it's when you excuse those actions and when you defend them despite them doing something wrong, that is when it becomes an issue, and that is when, this babying idols and infantilizing them comes into play. Now let's talk about what is okay when it comes to, your favorite K-pop idols and how fans view them, and how a lot of the times people misunderstand what is infantilizing and what isn't. So I've noticed that some locals or non-K-pop fans or some people who are K-pop fans, so a lot of the times there are some people who think that if you call your favorite K-pop idols cute baby, or cinnamon roll, you are infantilizing them. This is when I disagree with this opinion, and that is because I don't think just because you find somebody cute or adorable or wholesome, that necessarily means you're treating them as actual children or actual babies. A lot of the times K-pop fans call their favorite idols cute because they do something cute or because they're just genuinely nice and good people, and you find them adorable or you admire them because of it. And there are some K-pop idols that do have really adorable faces, and their mannerisms and behavior are really adorable, and I don't think there's anything wrong with you finding that cute or wholesome or calling them baby. I don't think just because you call somebody baby, it means you're necessarily treating them as babies, because baby is a word that has kind of lost meaning. I feel like we call our friends babies, we call I don't know, our significant other babies and stuff like that. So it's not that deep when you call somebody baby or something like that. So what I'm trying to say is that finding somebody cute, adorable is not weird unless you make it weird. That's what I'm trying to say. And a lot of the time, a lot of K-pop fans are much, much older than their favorite idol. There are some K-pop fans who are mothers or aunts who are much, much older, 10 or 20 years older than their favorite idols, and I don't think they have to stop standing K-pop idols just because they are that age, because standing K-pop idols does not necessarily mean you are romantically or physically or sexually attracted to them. That is not the case at all. If that was the case for me, I would not be standing girl groups at all, because I'm only into, men. So that is why. And because there are so many older K-pop fans, and the idols that are debuting nowadays, they're getting younger and younger, it's only natural that they see these idols as, adorable little kids. But as long as they don't, actually baby them when they're adults or when they're much older, then I think it's fine. And some people said that when fans make edits with the Honey Bunch song, it's really weird, and K-pop stans, actually, infantilize idols like that, and I would like to disagree. I don't think that's not the case majority of the time. I don't think the Honey Bunch song is that bad when it's used in fan edits. It is done to show how cute an idol is. I don't think it's there to show that, a certain idol is, an actual child. I think that could be an unpopular opinion, at least from me, but let me know what you think. Do you disagree? Do you think the Honey Bunch song is offensive? Oh my god, I never thought I had to ask that question. But yeah, do you think the Honey Bunch song actually infantilizes idols? Because I personally don't. I don't see how it can infantilize idols, but if you disagree with me, let me know. Maybe there is something that I'm not seeing. What I'm saying is that calling somebody cute or adorable, or calling them a cinnamon roll, or calling them baby, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're demeaning the fact that they're actual adults, that you are not seeing this idol as a grown-up, and that you're treating them as a 5-year-old or as an infant. So that's what I'm trying to say. If somebody thinks I'm cute or adorable, if somebody calls me a cinnamon roll, I love that. I honestly love that. I can't speak for everybody, but I personally love that. But if that person is treating me like an actual child, talking to me as if I'm an actual child, that is when it's wrong. Next week, we're going to be doing the opposite of this, which is the sexualization of K-pop idols, and boy, oh boy, do I have a lot to say on that. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.